King Charles pays touching tribute to Queen Elizabeth II on the first anniversary of her passing, as he releases smiling portrait of his mother that has not been shown publicly for more than 50 years. On the first anniversary of Queen Elizabeth's passing, King Charles delivered a heartfelt tribute to his beloved mother, breaking with tradition to express his deep appreciation for her life of devoted service. This remarkable gesture reflected not only his own grief, but also the nation's profound sense of loss and admiration for the late monarch. Initially, the 74-year-old king had planned to privately commemorate his mother's death and reflect on his own accession at his home in Scotland. This was in keeping with the tradition Queen Elizabeth herself had observed for 7 decades, marking her father King George VI's passing away from the public eye at Sandringham in Norfolk. However, in recent weeks, King Charles had a change of heart, profoundly moved by the global outpouring of grief that followed Queen Elizabeth's death on September 8 the previous year. In a touching twist, King Charles and Queen Camilla decided not to return to their Birkhall residence on the Balmoral estate, as initially planned, but to remain at the very castle where Elizabeth had passed away at the age of 96, surrounded by the picturesque Scottish Highlands she cherished. They spent the anniversary day there, comforted by the familiarity of their surroundings and the presence of those who were closest to her late Majesty. The Prince and Princess of Wales, Prince William and Kate, chose to honor the anniversary with a small private service in Wales. They attended St. David's Cathedral in St. David's, the smallest city in Britain, located in Pembrokeshire. Additionally, they met with members of the local community, including those who had met Queen Elizabeth II during her visits to St. David's. St. David's Cathedral has a rich history dating back over 1,400 years, and it is unique among UK cathedrals as it possesses a special stall in the choir known as the Sovereign Stall, traditionally reserved for the Crown. Queen Elizabeth II was the first monarch to visit the cathedral since the Reformation, when she toured the site with her late husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, in August 1955 following her coronation. In his tribute, King Charles expressed his deep affection for his late mother and her lifelong dedication to public service, saying, "In marking the first anniversary of Her late Majesty's death and my accession, we recall with great affection her long life, devoted service, and all she meant to so many of us. I am deeply grateful, too, for the love and support that has been shown to my wife and myself during this year, as we do our utmost to be of service to you all." The King's message was signed Charles R. and accompanied by an unreleased portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This photograph, taken by legendary photographer Cecil Beaton on October 16, 1968, at Buckingham Palace, captured a lovely and slightly mischievous expression in the eyes of the 42-year-old monarch. Although it was displayed at the National Portrait Gallery the following month, it had never been made available to the general public until now. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak also paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth II on this solemn occasion, acknowledging the depth of her service and devotion to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. He shared his personal memories of meeting Her late Majesty, emphasizing her wisdom, warmth, grace, and sharp wit. And he spoke for many when he recalled the impact she had on everyone she encountered. People throughout the UK, whether they had the privilege of meeting Her late Majesty or not, will be contemplating today what she meant to them and the example she set for all of us. We will hold on to those memories, he said. The connection between the country and the monarch is sacred, it endures. So while we continue to grieve the passing of Her late Majesty, we should take pride in the remarkable legacy of service and this extraordinary bond that continues to flourish today under the reign of His Majesty the King. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer remarked that the long queues that formed through the night to pay respects to the late Queen, lying in state, demonstrated her special bond with her people. It was a connection founded on her understanding that service to this great nation is the common thread uniting sovereign and subject, he stated. So as we contemplate her legacy once more today, let us embrace that spirit of public service as our compass toward a better future. Her final Prime Minister, albeit briefly, Liz Truss, with whom she was notably photographed for the last time, also shared her experience. She described how the frail yet upbeat and mentally alert monarch had assured her that they would meet again soon during their meeting at Balmoral on September 6, where Ms. Truss was appointed as Prime Minister. She was very, very keen to reassure me that we'd be meeting again soon. It was very important to her, Ms. Truss told GB News. Ms. Truss added she was very determined to fulfill her duty, right to the end. The Queen passed away 2 days later, and Ms. Truss recalled the scene in Downing Street as they awaited confirmation around 4:30 p.m. We were in the Downing Street flat with officials and other people. So when the news came through, it was confirming all the worst fears that we'd had, she said. She remembered that the king was very, very resolute when she expressed her condolences on the phone the day his mother passed away and his reign began. Today, soldiers and horses that participated in the state funeral procession and proclamation salutes marking the new reign will return to perform Accession Day anniversary gun salutes in honor of the king. Captain Amy Cooper, who led the procession carrying the Queen's coffin to Lion State in Westminster Hall, will give the order to fire a 41-gun salute at noon in London's Hyde Park. Captain Cooper serves with the King's Troop, and nearly all of them played a role in the Queen's final farewell a year ago. There will also be a 62-gun salute at the Tower of London by the Honourable Artillery Company, while bells will toll at Westminster Abbey at 1 p.m. to commemorate the King's accession. The Prince and Princess of Wales will be in Wales at David's Cathedral, where they will honour the life of Queen Elizabeth and converse with members of the community she met during her visits to the city. A source stated that it was important for William and Kate to be in Wales to honour their new titles and pay tribute to the bond the late monarch had with the Welsh nation. Another source mentioned that King Charles and Queen Camilla will strike a balance between properly acknowledging the public nature of the moment and finding the space for private reflection. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.